graders at Birch Meadow Elementary School in Reading are spreading the word about Heifer International. The book, Once There Was, It Was Not, written by Paige McBriar, illustrated by Stefano Vitali, is a modern-day folk tale from Armenia. It demonstrates the amazing difference Heifer International can make for people in need. We hope you enjoy it.
Once there was and was not, in modern Armenia, a boy named Artun. He lived on a farm in a small village with a big name. Now, because there were few jobs in Albanian, Artun's family had no steady income and survived instead on whatever they managed to grow on their meager patch of land.
One day, as Artun helped his mother pick apples, he said, "If only we had a cow, we could have yogurt and cheese for supper tonight." "Artun," his mother said, "wish for a cow for your neighbor instead. That good fortune may give you, too. You should never envy others." So Artun, who was mostly obedient, did exactly that.
Now, not long after, something new and exciting happened at school. The headmaster called everyone together and said, "Beginning next week, we will offer 6 after-school clubs to anyone interested." He described each club and the kinds of things that students would be doing. On the way home, Artun and his 2 friends, Sarkis and Laser, tried to decide. "How about ecology?" suggested Artun. "No, journalism," offered Laser. "I think we should sign up for agriculture," Sarkis announced. "We'll learn how to care for calves." Arthur and Laser burst out laughing. "We have no calves," Laser pointed out. Sarkis shrugged. "Maybe someday." Artun and Laser doubted it, but because Sarkis signed up and they were such good friends, they did too. Throughout the fall, the club met every week, and what do you know, they had a lot of fun.
In the last week of October, following a skit on how to bathe a calf that starred Artun as the uncooperative calf, the teacher made an announcement. Next week, the class will receive a gift. No one, including Artun, paid much attention, figuring it was probably something like a plaque with the club motto. Imagine their astonishment then when they were led outside to a grassy patch where a cluster of baby calves mewed and tugged on their leads. The class stood speechless as the teacher announced, "A generous donor has provided us with 10 dairy calves."
10. Wait a minute, as everyone cheered. Artun quickly counted 15 club members. What about the others? The teacher held up a small bag. "Please choose a slip of paper. If yours has an X, you may pick out a calf." Artun, Laser, and Sarkis opened theirs together. "X," shouted Sarkis, just as Artun saw that his and Laser's were blank.
His shoulders slumped. How could this be? He glanced at Laser, who looked equally miserable, and then he remembered his mother's warning. "Congratulations," he said with a grin, punching Sarkis's arm. "Yes," eyed Laser, punching the other arm. "Ow, thanks," said Sarkis. For a moment he grew quiet. "You know what? We can take care of her together." "Are you sure?" Artun asked. "Of course."
And so Sarkis gathered one of the baby calves in his arms, and the 3 of them, taking turns carrying their bundle of good fortune, whooped and hollered all the way to Sarkis's house. That afternoon, the boys built a stall in one corner of the shed. Artun helped Laser pencil in the first notation in the new logbook, the name of the calf, and how much food and water she'd had that day.
As her name suggested, Meryl, beautiful, was indeed lovely. And although she didn't belong to Artun or Laser, she acted as though they were very important, by always coming right up to them. As autumn faded, Artun brought Meryl apple cores and brushed her thickening coat. When she cried for her mother, he whispered songs and stroked her neck.
Now that they had a real calf, the lessons learned in the club were put to practice. When the cold winter weather arrived, Artun mopped the stall as Laser and Sarkis scrubbed the trough and pail with hot water. Together the boys led her on her first walk in the snow, laughing as she gingerly stepped through the snowflakes. Every once in a while, Artun caught himself, wishing morale were his, but quickly pushed the thought away.
Morale grew like a vine. By spring, she was as tall as Artoon. Sometimes the boys would take her to the field and tie her up where they played soccer. On Sunday afternoons, Artoon led her down the road and back to visit another classmate's calf. As May approached, the Agriculture Club planned its big event, an animal fair. Each calf was to be judged in 5 categories, and the boys kept busy preparing morale and organizing for the fair. The day finally arrived. Family and friends had been invited, and as the crowd grew and folk music filled the air, Lazar and Artoon waited for Circus. At the judging table, the visiting judges put on long white lab coats. The mayor arrived and took his place behind the table.
Circus and Morale were nowhere to be found. Then, finally, Artoon spotted Circus's father hurrying towards them with Morale. Circus is very sick. We've taken him to the hospital. The boys gasped. The hospital? Lately, Circus had looked a little pale and tired. But this was unexpected. Artoon felt speechless with sadness.
Circus's father tried to reassure them, to let them know that Circus would be all right. He'll be home from the hospital the day after tomorrow, he said. But what about the fair? Lazar asked. What's going to happen to Morale? Circus's father pressed the logbook into Lazar's hands and said, Lazar, I'd like for you to show Morale today.
Now it was Lazar's turn to be surprised. Me? No, for weeks Circus has practiced for the fair and cleaned and brushed Morale's coat until it shined. Yes, of course, Artoon and Lazar had helped, but no one knew Morale like Circus. For one small moment, Artoon wished it were him, but quickly said, You can do this, Lazar. I'll help you put on her decorations. Right away they got to work. Morale wouldn't stand still and kept looking around for Circus. Shh, shh, whispered Artoon. Just as they attached the final garland, the mayor announced the start of the contest. As Lazar led Morale to her place in the ring, Artoon found a spot on the edge of the crowded circle. Good luck, he called.
Each person introduced his animal. In a wobbly voice, Lazar said, This is Morale, and I'm Lazar. Morale is as beautiful as her name, except when she was small and didn't like to be bathed. When the crowd laughed, Lazar relaxed.
After the introductions, the animals were measured, weighed, examined, poked, and prodded. Random questions came next. When Lazar read his aloud, How do you feed a 3-month-old calf? Artoon sighed with relief. Easy. The final criteria, judging the logbooks. Didn't worry Artoon much, since he knew they kept good records. Pasting in a few photos of Morale as she grew. While the judges tallied the scores, the calves and their owners waited anxiously in the circle, chatting with bystanders and soothing their animals. Finally, the judges approached the microphone and announced the winners. 4th place, Julieta. 3rd place, Anna. 2nd. As the winners came up to receive their prizes, Artoon kept glancing at Lazar and Morale. They worked so hard. 1st place, Lazar, the judge announced. The audience burst into tears as Lazar stepped forward to receive his prize, a camera and a new notebook.
Artoon rushed up. Circus will be so proud. Behind them, the judges had huddled together again. And the next thing Artoon knew, they pushed forward and quieted the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the judges boomed. We've just learned that the young man who showed the winning calf was not its owner. Our good thoughts are with Circus for speedy recovery. The judge beamed at Lazar. This boy, she said, wasn't lucky enough to get the calf, but instead of dropping out, he remained committed to the club. Now she paused. The judges were so impressed that this boy managed to win 1st place that we've pledged to somehow find the founding to give him a calf.
Artoon, cheering the loudest, almost missed the next sentence. And there's another boy who did the same. Artoon, we'd like to give you a calf as well for all your hard work and commitment. And so it was that when Artoon wished for a calf for his neighbor, he was given 2. and no longer had to dream about yogurt and cheese. And thus he achieved his heart's desire, and so one day may you.